sustainability at many different levels, because you obviously have the one that's about, choosing more environmentally friendly materials, or lowering the energy needs of a building. But we also talk about sustainability in a more cultural manner as well. Mm-hmm. So it's about creating buildings that can last. Because you see so many places where things has to be demolished, but we want to really create something that will has a robustness to it, both exterior and interior. That there's not a lot of maintenance, for example, but thing that can really withstand the climate also that is here. There's quite harsh climate in Norway, at least sometimes, and so that's one part of it. But we also have been working with these projects in wood, massive timber constructions, and so one of them is called Valde Wood. It's here in Oslo, and it was, at least at the time when it was finished, the largest office building in Norway with this massive timber construction. So that's a different aspect of it as well. So we're trying to do more and more projects also that are wood, because there's so many advantages of building in wood. Both when you look at the entire sort of math for the building, but also the indoor climate is much better. It's much better for the users, and so there's many levels of sustainability that we try to work with.
Great. Okay. I guess my other question is, how are your teams set up? Do you have specialties where you have a team that specializes in, say, for example, visuals, rendering and all of that, versus planning, versus compliance with building regulations and or sustainability? Or do you tend to build your teams with, say, several people have multiple competencies, and then everyone contributes their knowledge within that team to that project? Or you have a specialist team that does renders, or a specialist team that does, how does that work within your practice?
I guess we're a bit more flexible than other offices of this size and larger levels, often more specialized roles. I think we're a bit more. You always have this kind of specialization, I guess, which of course I do a lot of early phase projects. Since I'm good at SketchUp, I'm not so good at ArchiCAD, which is the BIM software that we use later on. So I'm used mostly there, and then we have other guys that are better at regulation, and should say that are mostly working with that. But I think we're also quite what's it called?
Occupied or
concerned, yeah. Because we're not having people stuck in some roles that you need to have frequency, and also the flexibility is quite good for the office. I mean, because then you don't have like, oh no, we can't use him because he can only do that, or he can.
I would definitely say people have different profiles in the office, but it doesn't really that doesn't constrain you to just do that part. Because the important part of the whole mentality is that everyone can contribute in all of the different projects. So, I mean, that's of course very visible in our Monday lunch, where we have these when we walk through the different projects. But in all aspects, it's very much an open structure where everybody can work on different kinds of projects. But I mean, of course, you can't really get what do you say? Well, people still have some areas that there are more specialized within than others, of course.
Yeah.
But there's always a lot of coincidence. I mean, with who are working on what projects, are they available now?
Yeah.
This is ongoing.
Yeah. So and that also, I mean, it isn't there's